Hello, Goblins! It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. Surprisingly, this is the finale. It kind of crept up on me. I thought there was going to be 10 episodes like there was for Charles Dexter Ward. Turns out there's only 8. So today's 7 and 8 is the last double episode for this story. There is an interview with Julian Simpson, who's the writer for both these stories, about what's coming next and when, and details about how he wrote these two stories. And obviously the current pandemic has affected production, so ordinarily they would have probably been available by now. He's still writing the third series as we speak, and it's unknown exactly when we can expect to get the next series. So after today we'll be in a bit of limbo, but it is happening, and when it does, you'll hear it here. Alright, so episode 7 and 8 today. Things are coming to a head, obviously. I'm going to be, what am I doing? I'm going to be working on, this is a cultist pipe. This one's going to be a Brothers of the Yellow Sign pipe. This is how the fellow looks now. Today I'm going to be working on carving the rim, which is kind of like the most detailed part. So I'm going to be carving probably for most of these 2 videos, if not for all of them. I'd be surprised if I finish. You never know. And I'm going to be smoking in the Slender Man some Frogmorton on the town. My plea from the last video did not go unheard. Some Frogmorton was donated by the very, very generous Matthew Scott. So thank you, Matthew. I have been enjoying smoking this immensely. This one came in a jar, there's a tin as well. I've been spoiled rotten. This one was in a jar, so I was able to, didn't even have to think about it, I could just open it and dive in, not worrying about saving it for the future. Alright, I'm going to get this party started and then crack on with my work. Here we go then.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
This story started with a man going missing from his house in the Suffolk countryside. Despite all the different threads we have uncovered, the various investigative strands we've followed, we still don't know where Henry Akeley is. What we do now know is that we have about 18 hours before whatever plot Henry believed he was trying to stop reaches its conclusion. I'm Matthew Hayward, and this is The Whisperer in Darkness.
I've just arrived at Walter Brown's house to find the place swarming with cops. Apparently, Walter put a shotgun in his mouth and blew his brains out about 3 hours ago. I'm keeping my distance because at some point the Ipswich police might show up, and if they recognize me as the person who was with Tanya Ratcliffe when she jumped off the cliff, I'm going to lose a day to answering questions. No way were the police going to give me any useful details about what happened to Walter Brown, and I didn't want to draw their attention by asking questions. Fortunately, I had an ace up my sleeve.
Hello?
Albert, it's Kennedy. I need a favor.
I told Albert what had happened to Walter and asked him to come to Walter's house. I figured that the one person the police might open up to would be a vicar expressing concern about next of kin and so on.
Any luck?
I think so. Is that a good idea for the police to see us together?
Probably not. I'll see you back at the vicarage?
No, the cleaner's in. I'll meet you at the church.
Sorry, miss. You can't park here.
It's okay, I'm leaving. Excuse me, officer? You might want to get someone to dig up the garden.
What did they say?
Suicide. Shot himself.
Yeah.
Did he give any signs of...
No, but we've already established that the Walter Brown I was talking to was very different from the one you knew.
Well, he left a note.
Interesting. Did you see it?
No. I think there are limits to what the local vicar can legitimately ask for. But I inquired about next of kin, told them that Walter was a regular at the church.
You lied to the police, Albert.
Yes, I don't feel good about that.
I'm very proud of you.
But apparently in the note, Walter specified that everything should be left to someone called April Marston.
Marston?
Thomas's daughter.
I didn't know he had a daughter.
Well, I don't believe they were close. I mean, given the psychological issues that preceded his suicide, I understand that April was raised by her mother.
Did Walter not have a family?
Now, his wife disappeared. They didn't have children. I suppose Walter, Henry, Tanya Radcliffe and Thomas Marston were all close at some point. Henry's son lives in France. Perhaps Walter felt like Thomas's daughter was the closest thing he had to next of kin.
Or he's pointing us to her.
But why would he do that?
I have no idea. But I'm happy to add it to the growing list of things I don't understand but may nonetheless be true.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, hi. I thought you were avoiding me.
I am. Nothing personal, mate, but you're toxic.
Okay, thanks.
I need to give you a heads up. Needless to say, this conversation never happened.
Okay, is the line secure?
Yeah, I've borrowed a scrambler, but I'm going to keep it brief anyway, and the less you talk, the less danger you're going to say a trigger word again.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I just had no way of knowing.
That's all right. Listen, a body has turned up.
Who?
There's no official ID yet, but I've seen the preliminary report, and it's Barbara Sayers.
Okay. Where?
Place called Al Khayara on the west bank of the Tigris.
So she didn't die of natural causes?
No, she did not. Blunt force trauma. Someone bopped her on the head with something heavy.
Okay, well, thanks for letting me know.
That's not what I'm letting you know, mate. Local cops reckon they've got dashcam footage from some local taxi driver that shows the deceased getting into a car with an unidentified female on the night they think she was murdered.
Well, that could be Melody Cartwright.
It's not. I've seen the footage. The locals don't know who it is yet, and they might never get a positive ID, but I've seen the tape. It's Kennedy.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
No, well, we don't know what...
Well, we do know, don't we? She goes AWOL, claims she was in a hospital, which she wasn't. I've listened to your show. I know what Barbara Sayers did to her. There's no judgment from me, mate, but it is what it is.
Well, actually, there's a chance that they messed with Kennedy's head, that she might not remember what she was doing.
Well, I've got a high-definition aid memoir for her right here. Look, it might come to nothing, because local Iraqi cops haven't got access to the kind of tech that's likely to ID Kennedy from this video. But they're circulating it, and we don't know what forensics are going to pull off the body yet. Maybe she walks away from this, maybe she doesn't. But I'd get out in front of this if I were you.
What does that mean?
It means cut her loose, walk away. You weren't there, you knew nothing about it. Your hands are clean. The longer you associate with Kennedy now, the grubbier those hands get. I'm sorry.
About 10 miles out of Rendlesham is the old market town of Saxmundham. It's a working town. Quiet by London standards, but it's one of the busier places in the area. Right now, I'm standing outside the primary school where April Marston teaches Year 5. I can see her talking to some of the other teachers as they supervise the lunch break. April is on Facebook, so I know she's 37 years old, is in a relationship, but I don't know who with, and I know she likes walking holidays, swing dancing, and videos where cats are frightened of cucumbers. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone less likely to be involved in any of the stuff we're investigating. But April Marston is literally the only lead I have right now, so I'm going to keep tabs on her and see how it plays out. April stays in school for a couple of hours after the last kid has left, and then I follow her and some of her colleagues to a pub on the market square. April orders a lime and soda and chats with her colleagues for half an hour. Slide.
Congrats. Congratulations, Kay. You have found the planet's most boring human.
I was getting that impression.
There is nothing here. Her emails are total snooze, ditto her Facebook posts. Instagram is just pictures of walking holidays and these really irritating videos of cats. Bank accounts, credit cards, all her bills are paid on time. She doesn't owe anyone a penny. Her car passes its MOT every year with flying colours. If you asked me to fake up an ID of the most boring person imaginable, they'd be more exciting than this.
It's a dead end.
If ever there was one, mate. She is gay, though, if that helps.
What does that mean?
It means she likes women. I'm clutching at straws. That is literally the only area in which she is not perfectly statistically average.
But she can't be average. There has to be something.
Why does there?
Because her dad killed himself after believing he summoned aliens out of another dimension. Because she's from a long line of witches that goes back to the 17th century. Because her cousin murdered her entire family with a pair of scissors and burned the house down at the age of 11. And she's just sitting here with a lime and soda, and you couldn't be that normal, could you? With a past like that? Oh, she's on the move. Can you send me everything you found and CC it to Matt?
Done.
Thanks, Slide. I follow April Marston back to an old detached house on the outskirts of town. The house is well kept and the front garden is full of bright flowers. It seems so obvious that April has nothing to do with any of this that I hesitate before even knocking on the door. Do I really want to risk dragging anyone else into this story? As it turns out, if I hadn't hesitated, I wouldn't have heard the church bell. Or the train. And suddenly, I realized that whatever April Marston is, however average she appears to be, she's no innocent bystander. This is the house Henry Akeley was being held in. There's a track down the side of the house. I'm hoping to get a look at the back of the building. The garden has a back gate, which is padlocked, but by moving it a little, I can create a gap to see through. It's a really well-kept garden, big with old trees. The back of the house seems innocuous enough. If I can get a picture of it, I might be able to blow it up and see.
Can I help you?
Oh. A face had appeared in the gap, right in front of me. Hi. My phone seems to have sent me to the back of the house. This Maps app.
Who are you?
I'm looking for April Marston.
Oh, I'm her wife.
Great. I'm in the right place. How do I... should I come around the front? Is it this way?
Yeah.
Kennedy, hi.
I need you to hit record on this call.
Where are you?
April Marston's house at Saxmundham. I think this is where Henry Akeley is, or at least was. I'm about to go in.
No, don't go in.
I have to. Keep the line open, but mute your audio, because I want to put the phone in my pocket.
Kennedy, wait.
It's fine. No time. I'll call you after. Hi.
I'm Isabel. April's upstairs at the moment. What's this regarding?
It's a school thing. I said I'd drop by if I got the chance.
Oh, of course, yes. Come in. She'll be down in a minute. Can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
You sure? Just made some fresh mint tea. Easy enough to add another cup.
Oh, well, yes then. Thank you.
Is that a video camera?
Oh, no, it's an audio recorder. I was just making a reminder for myself. You know how things just go out of your head.
Looks like you've left it on.
Have I? Oh, that'll kill the battery. Lucky you spotted that. That's an unusual tea tray. I've seen one like that before, I think. A woman in Rhode Island served me tea from the exact same tray.
Really? Oh, small world. Between you and me, I think it's ghastly. But it's been in April's family for generations, so I suppose it's here to stay. Shall we go through? Have a seat. April! You have a visitor? Honey, don't you?
It's fine for me, thank you. It's very nice.
Hello!
April. My name is
Kennedy Fisher, I know. You took your time finding us.
Foreign and Commonwealth Office, good afternoon.
Hello, I'm trying to find contact details for the Department of Works.
The Department of...
Works. Works. W-O-R-K-S.
One moment.
My first thought was to get the police round to April Marston's house, but I didn't know how April and her wife might react to that. There was no way yet of telling how threatening the situation was. I knew what I really needed was the mystery woman on side, but I didn't have the first clue of how to get hold of her.
I'm sorry, I don't have a listing here for anything called the Department of Works. This is the Foreign and Commonwealth Office.
They may be part of the intelligence services.
Could I ask what it's regarding, sir?
Could you transfer me to someone who would know the Department of Works?
There's no such department here, sir.
Are these calls recorded?
Calls to the FCO are routinely
Pleasant
monitored.
Green.
Excuse me, sir?
Pleasant Green. Babylon.
Sir,
This is Matthew Hayward. I need someone to contact me immediately. Pleasant Green.
Sir, I can't help you if you insist.
I knew you were too good to be true.
Oh, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? We're all friends here.
Are we?
Well, we should be. It'd be nice if we were.
I've made some fresh mint tea.
Delicious.
Where's Henry Akeley?
Are we jumping ahead of ourselves?
Nope.
I think you deserve an explanation.
Actually, I'm up to my eyes in batshit crazy, thanks. I just want to know where Henry Akeley is.
We're not bad people. That's just rude. No, I understand with what Kennedy's been through.
What do you know about what I've been through?
I just mean it's understandable. You've met some people whose motives were questionable, and I'd like the opportunity to clarify for you where we stand.
Where is Henry Akeley?
This is not a nice world, Kennedy.
Where is...
Year 5. They're so sweet. Well, most of them are a couple of horrors, as you can probably imagine.
Naming no names.
Well, it's the parents, really.
Of course it is, poor
These kids are going to inherit a world that our generation, the ones before us, have systematically ruined. Pollution, disease,
famine, war,
climate change above all. What kind of a world is that?
It's this one. The shit one.
But it doesn't have to be. We can do something about it.
Shouldn't you tie me up before you tell me your evil plan?
Dude, like, she could be a friend of ours, couldn't she?
Do you know, she's a bit like Joanna.
She is Jo, yeah, exactly. Do you know what Babylon is?
If at any point you're planning on killing me, could we just skip straight to that bit now?
Babylon is the earth goddess. And we summon her. She put all this right.
Okay, and how's she going to do that?
She's a goddess.
Ah, right.
I sense some cynicism.
Cynicism is not helpful.
No.
I prefer to think of it as realism, as in reality, as in not the thing you're in touch with.
Well, you think the threat to our planet isn't real.
Is that really what you think I'm saying?
But you don't believe that we have the solution.
Okay, look, you're both clearly educated people. Take a step back and listen to yourselves. You want to summon a goddess to fix the world.
I come from a long line of women who devoted their lives to communing with the natural spirits, to tapping into the ebb and flow of the goddess.
Where does an 11-year-old girl murdering her whole family with a pair of scissors factor into the whole ebb and flow?
Every family has its black sheep.
You should know that as well as anyone.
What's that supposed to mean?
She doesn't know who she is. The Fisher family have a long and interesting history. You're as tied up in all this as anyone.
Well, that's news to me.
Perhaps you should ask Mr. Hayward to fill you in.
Excuse me?
That wasn't fair, Isabel. We're not trying to drive a wedge between...
She should know. Her friend doesn't trust her. He's been investigating you.
Bullshit.
Oh, can we get to...
You'd be a fool to trust Matthew Hayward.
We are trying to do something good, Kennedy, for the benefit
I have no interest in what you're trying to do, good or bad. I just want to find... I want to find Henry. I don't care if you want to go in...
Kennedy, are you okay?
It's around in the woods and summoning the dolphins and...
Did you drink the tea? I didn't see you drink it.
Yeah, she took a sip before you came in, but I coated the rim of the cup just in case. I was beginning to think it hadn't worked.
What did you... Henry needs help.
Bless. Let's get into the car.
I'm driving up the A12 as fast as I can reasonably go. I finally managed to persuade the local police to go round to April Marston's house, but there was no one there. I've tracked... Get out the way! Get out the way! I've tracked Kennedy's phone out of Saxmundham, but the signal went as it got near Rendlesham Forest. She could be anywhere, so I've called Dean Perry, the UFO expert, because he knows the forest as well as anyone. And I've spoken to Albert Wilmoth. We're going to meet at Wilmoth's church and start looking for Kennedy. Oh, shit. Shit, petrol.
Is that on? Well, the red light's on. Okay. Testing.
Are you awake?
Where am I?
It's all right. No one has harmed you.
Are you sure he won't sit this dark?
Yes. Oh, it's all a bit sinister, isn't it?
You've tied me to a chair. Of course it's fucking sinister.
We have to get ready. I promise you, when you see what we achieve
Oh,
here...
wake up, you stupid bitch! Whatever you're doing, it's not about saving the world.
Well, there's no need for gendered insults. Wait here. I'll be with you in a moment.
Recall last number dialed.
Hello?
Mr. Wilmoth, Matthew Hayward again. Is Dean Perry with you?
You just got here?
All right, I've just had to stop for petrol. I'm about 40 minutes away. Could you ask them?
Hello? Hello?
I'll call you back. I'd seen her just standing on the side of the road, exactly how Kennedy had described her. Dressed in black and wearing sunglasses, even though it's getting dark.
Mr. Hayward. My name's Parker.
Yes, I know who you are.
We got your message. We had to stand 5 different agencies down after you screamed Pleasant Green at our FCO operator.
Well, I didn't know what else to do. Kennedy's in trouble.
Yes. Events do seem to be racing to some sort of conclusion, don't they?
What conclusion?
Well... It's not going to be anything good, is it?
Miss Fisher, my name is Henry Akeley.
One moment. All right. Let me just pause this video briefly while I sort a thing or two out, and we'll be back momentarily for the last episode. All right, I'm back. Poor Kennedy. I don't know how she manages to get herself into these situations. But hey ho. All right, here we go then for the final episode of The Whisper in Darkness.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
Miss Fisher, my name is Henry Akeley.
I can't really see you.
I prefer the dark.
Have you been injured?
No. Who by?
You were being held against your will.
No.
You asked for help.
I think that was a misunderstanding.
No, this is... You disappeared. For months. I got a message from you.
Everything is all right now.
Then why are you keeping me here?
You're very important to us. Until you understand and accept that...
Who's us?
What's happening tonight is going to change everything.
The Babylon working. I've heard about it. You think you're going to save the world?
Saving is a subjective term. We're going to transform it. The notion of points in space, that you exist in a moment in one place and that you have to travel to get to another, the idea of time, of past, present, future, well, these are all constructs created in the human brain in order to make sense of the environment. Our perception only reaches so far, so our brains construct a model of the universe that makes sense within the limits of our perception. But that is not reality. Our eyes, for example, only process the tiniest fraction of the light spectrum. But imagine if we could see all of it. If we could hear every sound.
We'd go mad.
What is madness? Isn't that just a word we use for people who don't see reality as we do, who don't accept the consensus?
No, it's not.
Time is not linear. Past, present, future are constructs of the human mind. In reality, all events occur simultaneously. Imagine being able to see everything at once, all of time and space in a single glance. To see reality as a God sees it.
And you think dancing around in the woods and sending out a radio broadcast is going to achieve this?
I need you to understand what is going to happen tonight. I need you to accept it, to embrace it. The transformation you will undergo, it's going to be wonderful. I can force you through the process and you will thank me afterwards, but I prefer to have your willing participation.
Help me. This is not me.
Henry?
Sorry about that. I zoned out for a moment.
You're not Henry Akeley.
Again, that is very linear.
Who are you?
Henry had a profound experience a long time ago, but he resisted the implications of that experience. He bought a ticket for a journey he then decided not to take. Unfortunately, tickets are non-refundable. And once you're on the train, you can't get off.
What have you done with him?
He's right here, sitting before you, a changed man.
You must stop this.
Henry, if you can hear me, tell me where you are.
I don't know. It's dark.
I'm afraid Henry's not available right now. I knew your great-grandmother, you know.
I'm not interested.
You have her eyes. Oh, no. No, I have her eyes. Somewhere. She was a spirited woman, too. A little like Henry. She decided to have a last-minute change of heart. I think if she was here now, she'd be urging you to embrace this opportunity.
Well, she's not here, and I'm not embracing anything.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It just hurts less if you don't resist. And so it begins. Keep an eye on my guest of honor.
Isabel made some more mint tea.
That's a hard pass for me.
Oh no. Henry and Isabel are heading to the forest for the final preparations and then I'll come back and fetch you.
Sounds great.
This really is a wonderful thing he's doing, you know.
Oh.
Well, you'd think you'd try and be a bit more class or full about it. It's not like you have a choice now, tied to that chair. You're going to be part of this whether you want to or not.
Yeah, about the chair. I untied myself about 10 minutes ago.
What?
Oh! Okay, light switch.
And that's when I saw it. Beside the chair Henry Akeley had been sitting in, next to where April Marston now lay unconscious, there was a small table with a glass jar on it. It was a large jar, like the containers that hold specimens in a museum. This one was full of a thick, lightly tinted liquid that was probably something like formaldehyde, and floating in the liquid was the perfectly preserved, severed face of Henry Akeley.
This is the concluding part of our story, The Whisperer in Darkness. This one is not an easy ride, I'm afraid. I should say up front that we don't fake anything here. We edit and we add music and so on. But everything we record really happened. That statement might be a little hard for you to believe over the next half hour or so, but I promise you, it's true. This is all real. I'm Matthew Hayward, and this is The Whisperer in Darkness. Parker and I had made it to the church and met up with Albert Wilmarth and Dean Perry, the local ufologist.
So, what is the actual plan here?
Oh, there is no plan.
We need to find Kennedy.
We don't know where to start looking.
Well,
Hence, no plan.
Parker was right that we had no plan to find Kennedy, but I knew we were at least in the same vicinity as her, and I was hopeful that a strategy would emerge if we all put our heads together.
It won't.
What exactly is your contribution here?
Well, apparently I'm responsible for keeping everyone in touch with reality.
Well, I'm sure it's not too much to hope that...
No, we don't have time for hope. Sorry. A ritual is going to be performed tonight, and Kennedy Fisher is a key component of that ritual.
Why Kennedy?
It's a long story.
Well, I
don't know. It's like 400 years long.
The ritual is going to be in the forest.
Do you know that for certain?
Well, it seems likely.
Well,
given...
likely.
If that's where she's going to be.
If she's there, it's too late. We need to stop her getting there, which means we need to know where she's travelling from.
Well, which we don't.
And there's the problem.
It's her. Kennedy.
Put it on speaker.
Kennedy?
Hi. So that was weird.
Where are you?
I saw Akeley. Well, not him, but someone...
What? Slow down. Where are you? Kennedy.
I saw a jar, and I think it was Akeley's face.
You're cutting... Kennedy, you're cutting out. Can you hear me? Hello? Where are you? Kennedy?
The ritual is tonight.
Yeah, we know.
I'm heading there now.
No!
Kennedy, don't go there. Come to the church. Hello? Hello?
Get her back.
Hi, you've reached Kennedy Fisher. I'm not available at the moment, but...
Very bad things happen if she gets involved with that ritual.
I'm not seeing much in the way of activity around here. I'm in the field behind Henry Akeley's house, heading in the direction of the forest. There's just enough moonlight to see by, and I don't want to turn the flashlight on my phone on, partly because I don't want to be seen, and partly because I don't have the battery to spare. Okay, this is the edge of the forest. There's a ditch I need to navigate. And there's a fence, which I somehow need to get over. And breathe. And breathe. This is not a problem. This is not a cause to panic. This is just some crazy people running around in the woods, and we're going to figure out what they're up to. And we are not going to collapse into a quivering heap on the floor just because some weird shit is happening. Now scale the fence like a boss. SEAL Team 6 can kiss my ass.
We decided to split up.
I can't see anything out here. Well, we go much further in and they'll see us.
Dean Perry was taking me into the forest to look for Kennedy.
A lot of noise and a lot of light. How do you want to play this?
I have no idea. While Albert Wilmarth took Parker to the vicarage to summon reinforcements on the landline.
I say we park up and hike in.
Hike?
Walk. I'm an American. We make a big deal out of walking anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Best guess is they're somewhere near the original landing site.
That's the only guess.
All right, this way. We get split up or you need to get back to the Jeep for any reason. We're heading south now, so you head north. You get to the edge of the forest and then you turn left.
Oh, I don't have a compass.
No, but you have eyes. You see that bright star up there?
Yeah.
You keep that ahead of you, that's north.
Right. You don't seem to be especially bothered by any of this.
I'm a ufologist, chasing weird stuff down in the woods in the middle of the night. This is not my first rodeo. What time do you have?
About 11:30. Why?
Exactly.
11:33.
I'm synchronizing my watch to yours.
Why?
Because it can get a little strange out here.
Just strolling through the forest. No big deal. It's a little dark, but we're not afraid of the dark. Still no phone signal. But we're not worried about that because it's just a late night stroll through the... And that's just someone listening to a radio. In the forest, in the middle of the... Jesus, you scared me. You're one of the kids with the radio. Do your parents know... How old are you? Hey! It's not safe out here tonight. Hey! Hello? Well, that's not creepy at all. Where did you go? Not the time to be dicking around, kids. I'm serious. It's way past your bedtimes, and tonight of all nights. Oh, Jesus. Hey, doggy. I'm not food. I'm just... You want to come get your dog here? Okay. I'm just gonna back away very slowly because this is your territory and I'm going to not be in it. So I'm just gonna... That was weird. Do that again. What's that noise you're making? And why are you... I'm looking at a large black dog. No idea what breed. But it's big. Really big. Yeah, grr. But how did you get here? You're too big and heavy to have crept up on me. It's flickering slightly, like it's out of phase. Like it's not really here. You're not real, are you? Jesus, could you stop?
Hello again, Miss Fisher. I seem to have come out without my face.
Did you hear that? I did. That way.
Kennedy!
Don't call out.
But she's in trouble.
So let's not have that trouble find us, huh?
He's right.
Parker called you. How did you get here?
I was already here.
Did you bring people? We think Kennedy's that way. It sounds like she's in trouble.
This is all in hand, Mr. Hayward.
How is it in hand?
The ritual needs to be stopped.
Then stop it. I need to find Kennedy.
Do you understand the true nature of this ritual?
I know what they think it is, and I know what you think it is, and I couldn't get a cigarette paper in between those two different kinds of crazy.
This is an attempt to bring Azathoth across from the Dreamlands.
No, it's a bunch of people running around in the woods thinking they're conjuring some mad shit out of thin air.
These people are very dangerous.
Well, we agree on that, and right now they have my friend.
You mustn't get involved.
It's too late.
Don't make me resort to...
Oh, don't even think about threatening me. I have you on tape, here and before, and whatever you did to disguise your voice could be undone. I put the real you out there, someone's going to know your voice.
That would be very silly.
You're very silly. Creeping around car parks and arranging clandestine meetings on bridges like you're George fucking Smiley. If you can't help me, get out of my way.
You're making a grave mistake.
Oh, piss off. Let's go. Can you believe that?
What? Who? What are you talking about?
The woman there, that conversation.
What woman?
Are you serious? You were standing right there.
Oh, shit.
What?
It's 11:47.
Right.
What time do you have?
The same. You synchronise your watch.
Just check it.
11:49.
I've lost 2 minutes.
Well, there's something wrong with your watch.
No.
Well, it's not possible. Whoa! What the hell was that?
UFO!
Wait!
Come on!
Wait! There's no such thing as UFOs!
Now you tell me!
Dean! Dean, wait! Hi, you're through to Matthew Hayward. I'm afraid no one's here to take your call, but please leave a message after the tone and someone will get back to you right away.
It's me. I managed to get 1 bar of signal, which seems to be more than you've got, but I don't know how long it will last. I'm in the forest somewhere. Akeley jumped me. Well, not Akeley, but they've brought me to the place where the ritual is happening.
can join in if you'd like.
I don't know the words.
Exciting, isn't it?
No.
You caught me a right wallop back in the house.
Not hard enough, apparently.
You know what your problem is?
I'm being held hostage by wizards.
You have a negative attitude. It doesn't get you very far in life, you know.
This is April Marston, by the way, and she's armed with a large kitchen knife.
What's that supposed to be made of?
Evidence.
I don't think that will turn out to be useful.
Because the world will have changed before I get a chance to use it. How's that going? Because it looks a lot like a bunch of idiots chanting in the forest, doesn't it? Am I the only one who finds this song repetitive? What the hell?
It's beginning!
Dean! Dean!
I lost it.
Okay. So which way is Kennedy? I got turned around.
This isn't right.
What isn't?
These trees, they're not. Where are we?
They're trees, it's a forest.
No, sure, but I know where we are, where we're supposed to be. If we ran from there to here, then...
Well, we're near the crash site.
Yeah, but these trees are wrong.
I don't know what that means.
The big storm in 1987, it ripped through this section of the forest. This whole area had to be replanted.
Well, these are old trees.
These are ancient trees. They're not supposed to be here anymore.
Well, I don't know.
This isn't 2019.
Okay, Dean, do you understand that this absolutely is?
Shh. Something's coming.
Bring her!
Get up.
Not a chance.
I'm the one with the knife.
So use it.
Do you see what's happening here?
Bring her now!
They're here. What are they?
Bring her here!
Get off me!
I can't see anything.
Run.
Which way?
I say we park up and hike in.
Hike?
Walk. I'm an American. We make a big deal out of walking anywhere.
Yeah, right, okay.
Best guess is they're somewhere near the original landing site.
That's the only guess. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm feeling...
Yeah. What time does it say on your watch?
Nearly midnight, but how can that be possible?
Hello?
Kennedy!
Hey.
We're a little freaked out here.
Yeah.
What happened?
Dunno. Just trying to catch my breath. I'm failing.
We got Kennedy into Dean Perry's jeep. She was in the midst of a panic attack, but she managed to get her composure back as Dean drove hell for leather back to the church. When we got there was no sign of Albert Wilmarth or of Parker. We're back at the church now. I can just about make out the shape of the forest over there in the dark. There are some strange lights flickering through the trees. They could be torches, or they could be... I don't know what they are. And there are noises coming from over there that I couldn't begin to identify.
What do you want to do, Matt?
We're going back to London.
Yeah, but don't you think we should wait?
No, I don't think we should wait for anything.
And so we got in my car and we drove full speed back to London. No stops.
I have never been so pleased to see the North Circular in my life.
I took Kennedy back to her place, and then I stayed up scrolling news feeds and some of the more obscure parts of the internet for any mention of the goings-on in Rendlesham Forest. There was nothing, and there has been nothing since. It's like we were the only witnesses.
To what, though?
Well, quite. We're not even reliable or particularly useful witnesses. I got into the studio the next morning, and that's when I heard the voicemail that Kennedy had left the night before. I think we need to break down what happened. Later that day,
Good luck with that.
we got together to debrief everything. It's pretty muddy. Can you talk me through it? While it was all still fresh in our minds.
I can try. This stuff is kind of foggy. I remember running, but I didn't really have a plan beyond just getting the hell out of there. And I was aware that I was being followed, but I thought it was people, not...
Not what?
What do you think they were?
I don't know.
Not people?
Not people.
I've heard that sound before. At Henry Akeley's place. That night I heard the radio broadcast and then something was at the door.
That was this?
I think so, yeah.
And that?
I'm not sure. Someone grabbed me. I thought I was being attacked, but then I opened my eyes and I don't know how long I'd been on the ground for, but there was no one around. And my recorder was back.
Which you dropped when Akeley attacked you.
Yeah, it was just lying on the ground next to my phone. So between that and you guys losing time...
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. It's almost like I dreamt the whole thing.
And you've spoken to Dean Perry since?
I have, and I played him the tapes. He doesn't remember half of it. He still has no memory of meeting our mystery woman.
Speaking of which, the recording you have of the mystery woman in the forest, that is a recording where her voice has not been altered.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
It's crazy.
This is an attempt to bring Azathoth across from the Dreamlands.
I've never heard that woman before, but I have heard this woman.
I'm Isabel. April's upstairs at the moment. What's this regarding?
Same person.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm guessing she was undercover in some capacity.
To the extent that she'd actually married April Marston, that's pretty deep cover.
We may never get an answer to that. April Marston is officially listed as missing as of last week. No one at the primary school where she works has seen her since the day I went to her house. And that house has been empty ever since. No April, no Isabel. And crucially, no sign of Henry Akeley. The police have been to his house, and it's exactly as he left it. No sign that anyone's been there. So who knows? I mean, who really knows what any of this was about? Henry Akeley, Nyarlathotep, Babylon, the Department of Works. I'm not sure we really got a handle on any of it, did we?
I feel like we got close to something. But in the final analysis, it just didn't come together. But I think that's okay. It's not like it was nothing. I mean, stuff happened. We have recordings of some undeniably strange things happening. And we know that the tentacles of this thing spread out.
And at least knowing Isabel and your mystery woman were one and the same explains how Isabel knew you were investigating me.
Oh.
It's okay. I've heard it all now. I get it. I think you were right. And I think that's our next move.
Really?
Something is going on. It started with Charles Dexter Ward last year, and it continued into Iraq. If I was never in hospital there, then what was I doing? I have no memory of that time. Barbara Sayers is dead. I'm pretty sure that wasn't me, but it sounds like I was with her that night. And who am I to Sayers and Shepley? Does it go way back to this idea that I have ancestors who were supposedly involved in all of this?
Are you pitching season 3?
I think I am. I think I may have already started. This Mrs. Fisher, who had the carriage accident with Tillinghast in Providence, Rhode Island in 1869, we're definitely related, distantly, and I've tracked her family back to a little town on the New England coast. I want to go out there and take a deep dive into the family history.
Sounds like we have a story. The mystery of Kennedy Fisher.
I think we can come up with a better name.
Yeah, I'll work on it. And where in New England are you going?
It's this weird little fishing village called Innsmouth. I'm heading out to New England tomorrow, but I wanted to stop in and say hi to Albert Wilmarth before I go. It's a bright, clear autumn day, and from outside the church here, I can see across to the edge of Rendlesham Forest. It's an idyllic spot, and you'd never guess, seeing it like this, how sinister this place seemed, how sinister it actually was. I didn't say anything to Matthew, but I'm pretty sure it was Albert who saved me in the forest. At the time, I really didn't know what happened, but in the weeks since, looking back on it, I'm sure the person I ran into was Albert. And he was with Parker. I don't know what that means. I've tried calling Albert a couple of times, but his phone goes straight to voicemail. So I've come up here to ask him about that night.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Hi, yeah. I'm looking for Albert Wilmarth.
Yes?
Um,
I'm sorry, have we met? I'm Albert Wilmarth.
the vicar.
Your timing's good. I only got back from holiday yesterday. Won a prize, would you believe? Don't even remember entering the competition, but apparently my telephone number was put into a lottery or some such. 4 weeks in Tuscany, though. Hard to turn your nose up at that.
There was a younger man here, before. Early 40s?
No? I don't believe so. I did ask for cover, but the congregation here is so small.
My mistake. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Hello, Parker.
I like this church. It's nice, isn't it? As churches go.
The man who called himself Albert Wilmarth. He's one of yours?
That's complicated.
You don't say. Where's Isabel, or whatever she's calling herself now?
She was called away.
And Henry Akeley?
Also complicated.
I'm going to the States.
That'll be nice.
Will it?
Probably not. You going to Innsmouth?
Something tells me you already know the answer to that. What am I going to find there?
Oh, you know, conspiracy, terror, death. The little place by the old docks does a very good hash brown.
I'm sure I'll see you around.
If you don't go to Innsmouth, you could have a perfectly pleasant life.
Did I kill Barbara Sayers?
Do you really want to know the answer to that?
No.
Have a good flight.
In The Whisperer in Darkness by Julian Simpson, Matthew Hayward was played by Barnaby Kay, Kennedy Fisher, Jana Carpenter, Eleanor Peck, Nicola Walker, Henry Akeley, David Calder, Wilmarth, Mark Baisley, Parker, Phoebe Fox, Perry, Robert Glenister, Mystery Woman and Isabel, Nicola Stevenson, April, Rebecca Staton, Contact, Stephen McIntosh, Walter Brown, Carl Johnson, Charlotte, Phoebe Francis Brown, Ben Crow, Slide, Ferdinand Kingsley, Tanya, Gabrielle Glaister, and Child, Edie Simpson. All other parts were played by members of the cast. Music was specially composed by Tim Elsenberg. Sound design was by David Thomas. The production coordinators were Sarah Tomling and Holly Slater. The Whisperer in Darkness was directed by Julian Simpson and produced by Karen Rose. It is a Sweet Talk production for BBC Radio 4.
There we go. And Wilmarth. Well, you probably had a funny feeling about Wilmarth anyway, didn't you? I know I did. That's it then. Till, well, I don't know when. We'll have to give it some kind of stinger trailer when the third season comes out, which we don't know when that will be. But until then, take it easy. I'll see you soon. Ta-da.